We're back now at 7:42 with international superstar David Beckham. The soccer sensation is now back with the Los Angeles Galaxy after spending the first part of the MLS season on loan to Italian powerhouse AC Milan. David Beckham, good morning. Welcome back. Good to see you.
And you?
How have you been? You were gone for 6 months.
Yeah.
You've got 3 kids and a beautiful wife at home in Los Angeles. How did you manage that?
I think as a family, as a father, it was the toughest time since I've had the boys, to be away from them for such a long period.
How often did you get to see them?
Every 8 weeks they came out for a week, which, you know, I hate being away from them for an hour, let alone, you know, that amount of time. So it's great to be back in California and great to be back with the boys and the family.
Yeah, we were talking, though, a little while ago that technology is amazing. You guys iChat, so you put the computer down once a day, and you at least get to see your face, and you get to see theirs.
Yeah, obviously I get to speak to Victoria as well, which I enjoy, and then obviously the boys run in and run out. You know, they kind of come in and say hi, and then they're gone playing again.
So you're back in the States, back with the Galaxy. You had your first practice a couple of days ago, and I want to get right to a little bit of an uncomfortable subject because there were more reporters than normal at that practice because of something one of your teammates, Landon Donovan, said about you in a book that was not flattering. He said he questioned your commitment to U.S. soccer, your professionalism, even said you were stingy. That can make for some testy times in the locker room. How have you guys tried to work that out?
I think these kind of things happen. You know, there's always kind of arguments in dressing rooms all over different sports. But, you know, I said before that, you know, it was unprofessional and it's something that shouldn't go on.
Did you talk to him about it face to face?
Yeah, me and Landon now have spoken. You know, he apologised and we move on because it's important that we move on because we want to be successful and you can't have success if there's arguments going on.
But just one of the things he said, is your commitment, do you have a firm commitment in the United States to promote soccer, or would you rather, at this stage of your life and career, be over playing in Europe?
No, without a doubt, I want to be here. You know, I spent so many years in Europe and I was successful in Europe, and now I want to be successful in the US. You know, I think that those things were said. Before I left LA, I sat down with the whole team and said, look, I am committed to the team, but I need to do this for a few months and then I'll be back. You know, I've already said to Tim Lewicki, who's been great to me, you know, that I am committed. And, you know, I think the commitment shows that my family are happy here. You know, they stayed here.
It's not like they're living in Europe and you come here for 6 months.
Exactly. So
let me ask you some things about life and pop culture. You're back here in New York. When you come to this town, and I know you're here fairly often, is there a must-see thing for you? Is there a place you have to stop by every time you're here?
It's usually FAO Schwartz.
For the boys?
Yeah, for the boys. I always take them a gift home when I'm here because it's such a great store, and you know the boys love a gift when I've been away.
I was thinking about you this morning because the #1 movie in this country last weekend was Bruno.
Okay.
And the star of that, of course, is Sacha Baron Cohen. Yeah. I remember that you were, when he hosted the Ali G show, he interviewed you and Victoria. He asked some terribly inappropriate questions, which is what he does. He puts people in unbearable situations. Have you seen Bruno? What do you think about his brand of comedy?
I think it's great. You know, it's fresh, it's interesting, and it's funny, which is the most important thing. And you know, when he interviewed us way back then, it was funny and one of the most uncomfortable interviews that I've ever done.
Is it funnier when you're watching him do it to someone else than when you're in the seat next to him?
So much more.
Yeah, it can be a little awkward. One of the other things I want to ask you, some of the female staffers and actually some of the male staffers have taken note of this ad campaign you're doing for, is this Armani?
Yes.
This is Armani.
Yeah.
I did not know Armani made underwear, but now I know. What's it like to pose? And this is Victoria, obviously, looking beautiful. What's it like to pose for these things? Do you just kind of put yourself in another place and get through it?
Yeah, I personally have to because, you know, I'm a soccer player at the end of the day, and, you know, but to do something like that was a great experience. To work with Armani is incredible. I'm a huge fan of his and have been for many years, and to work with my wife like that is also special.
Where are the much talked about tattoos that everyone's been tattooed? Did you get a new tattoo, by the way, kind of a band of flowers around your arm?
Yeah, well, it was our 10-year anniversary on the 4th of July, and I had 10 roses around my arm.
Everybody together? Oh. How old do your kids have to be before you let them get a tattoo?
Actually, one of them said, "How old, you know, do I have to be when I can have my first tattoo?" And I was like, a lot older than you are now.
Like 43, something like that. Yeah. As you know, we've got a wedding out on the plaza this morning. Nick and Lee are getting married. You've spent, as you just said, 10 years married. What advice would you give for people who are just about to tie the knot?
Well, I think, you know, it's an amazing occasion. You have to spend as much time on that day together.